All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on those massive graphics you see everywhere. You know the ones. They wrap entire buildings, they turn city buses into moving ads. We're talking about large format printing.
I mean, you've seen them, right? On buses, in stores, on construction sites. But have you ever really stopped to think about how a little digital file on a computer screen ends up plastered just perfectly across a 50-foot wall? It's not magic, I can tell you that. It's a really precise blend of graphic design and some pretty serious industrial science.
And it all starts with this one key idea. This is not just about hitting enlarge on your standard printer. The moment you go this big, the scale changes absolutely everything, from how you prep the file to how you stick it on the wall.
You know, this quote from Alpha BPO just nails it. It's not just printing at a bigger size. Every single part of the process, from that digital file all the way to the material it's printed on, the substrate, it needs a totally specialized approach. This is exactly where all the rules of standard printing just get thrown right out the window.
So, what do we actually mean by large format? Well, a good rule of thumb is basically anything you can't feed through your office printer. We're usually talking anything wider than, say, 18 to 24 inches. So yeah, banners, full vehicle wraps, murals that take up an entire lobby. The goal here isn't to create a piece of paper. It's to create a physical, environmental graphic that changes a space. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Before a single drop of ink ever hits a substrate, the whole project lives or dies right here in the digital pre-press stage. And trust me, if you get this part wrong, you've just created a very expensive, very large piece of trash.
The very first, most critical step is making sure your colors are in the right model. See, your screen uses RGB, red, green, and blue light, to create colors. But a printer uses CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black ink, which works by subtracting light. So that brilliant glowing red you see on your monitor, if you don't convert it correctly, it's going to print out looking like a dull, muddy brick. Getting this right is the absolute foundation of professional printing.
Think about it. A slightly low-resolution image might look okay on a little brochure, but you blow that up to a 40-foot banner and it becomes a pixelated, blurry disaster. That's why a checklist like this is completely non-negotiable. We're dealing with massive files, sometimes over 300 megabytes. Every single thing, from the fonts to the color profiles, has to be absolutely perfect before we even think about hitting print.
All right, so our digital file is bulletproof. Now we can head over to the physical side of the shop. This is where the pixels become reality, and it's where large format printing really shows what makes it so different.
And this, right here, is the key differentiator. It's the incredible variety of materials, or what we call substrates, that you can print on. We're using specialized printers, UV printers, latex, eco-solvent machines that can lay ink down directly onto almost anything you can imagine. This versatility is what lets us create graphics for floors, windows, cars, brick walls, you name it.
But how do you get ink to stick to something super slick like glass or metal and actually stay there? Well, you can't just print and hope for the best. It all comes down to the science of surface prep. If you skip this, your beautiful print is just going to peel or flake right off. The surface has to be surgically clean, totally free of any oils, and sometimes, for really smooth stuff, we even have to rough it up a bit to give the ink a physical surface to grip onto.
And for pretty much anything that has to survive in the real world, outdoors or in a high-traffic area, there is one last crucial step: lamination. We apply a clear, tough, protective layer over the entire print. This is its armor. It shields the graphic from UV rays that cause fading, from scratches, from cleaning chemicals. It's what makes sure the final product actually lasts.
Now let's talk about how all of this comes together on the shop floor. Because a modern print shop isn't just running one job at a time. It is juggling hundreds of completely unique projects all at once. And every single one has its own material, its own deadline, and its own special finishing requirements. It is organized chaos.
This whole environment is a classic example of what's called a job shop, but just on a massive scale. A better way to think about it is mass customization. We're trying to combine factory-level efficiency with the flexibility to meet wildly diverse customer needs, everything from a single banner for a birthday party to wrapping an entire fleet of company vehicles.
So how on earth do you manage that kind of complexity? The answer is workflow automation software. It's the key.
Companies have seen up to a 30% cut in their production time just by automating tasks, like figuring out the best way to arrange files on a sheet to save material, or automatically scheduling jobs based on their deadlines. It is the invisible brain of the entire operation.
So after all of those digital checks, all the material science, and all that automated scheduling, you finally have it, the finished product, ready to go out and completely transform a space. And that's really the crucial point here. Large format printing isn't about printing documents. It's a project-based world where you are creating physical experiences. You're transforming spaces, vehicles, and buildings. It really is the perfect intersection of pure creativity and heavy-duty manufacturing.
So the next time you see one of those fully wrapped city buses or a stunning wall mural in a hotel lobby, hopefully you'll see more than just a cool picture. You'll see the whole story, that intricate blend of technology, material science, and precision planning that brought it to life. From that very first color check on a screen, all the way to that final protective layer of laminate that's shielding it from the world.